Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday the 15th of May 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Druidcraft Tarot deck for today's reading. Before I look at the cards, I just want to mention that we have a total lunar eclipse happening in the early hours of the 16th of May. That's if you're in Europe. If you're in North or South America, it happens in the evening on the 15th of May on this day. So if you want some more information on that, then please have a look at the video I made on the total lunar eclipse, which is also a blood moon, which is also a full moon in Scorpio. Have a look at that. But for this reading, I want to see what the cards have to say about this day, because the cards always have their unique take on things. And I just want to see what the cards, from their perspective, want you to be aware of. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first card is the World in reverse, the High Priest, and the Lord in reverse, so the Emperor in reverse. Okay, that's really interesting. You know what's interesting about this is that we have the sun behind his throne here, and the sun is the thing that opposes the moon during a full moon. So it's kind of back to front in a sense, that at the center of this reading, we have the card saying you're going to be affected and influenced by the things that are going on in your life, the people you have in your life, the society, the culture you belong to, your position in the world, your work, your security, your relationships, everything of that kind of nature, everything that seems to define you from the external in is going to be under scrutiny. Because I get the sense that with the world being in reverse here, you don't feel like everything is just peachy and a bowl of cherries. There may be something that doesn't quite sit right with you, or there may be a sense that something's missing here. I don't feel totally blissed out. I don't feel like I'm in a secure, loving bubble. I feel like certain things are pestering me, or I feel like certain things are diminishing me. But whatever way this is coming across, it's not my favorite experience ever. And then with the Lord being in reverse, the Lord is the Emperor, so he's the boss, he's in charge, and what he says goes. And with it being upside down, it means that similarly to the world, there's a sense that I don't get a say in my life and my circumstances. I feel disempowered. I don't feel like anyone listens to me. And I feel that if I do have an idea, then sometimes the follow-through is missing, or I don't get other people supporting me in my endeavors. Again, something doesn't quite feel right. Something doesn't sit right in terms of what's going on in my life right now. And with that realization, I feel that you start to see the things that are holding you back in your life very, very clearly. And you decide to turn things around for yourself and to say, do you know what? I'm going to be less influenced by what I'm told. And I'm going to look at what makes me happy in life and what makes me feel complete. Because when I feel complete, then I can make certain changes in my own life. I can do good for other people. I'm a fully functioning person who has opinions and desires and wants and needs, and who's going to do something with those. It's kind of interesting, you know, because the world, she looks so serene and placid. She's got this little halo around her, and it's all very gentle and kind and nurturing. But the world, she only gets to this position by working her way through the major arcana. So she's met the High Priestess, she's met the Lord, she's met the Hanged Man, Temperance, all of those people. And appearances are deceptive here because she's got to a place of completion in her life by really going through everything and realizing that she's not just she's not a two-dimensional figurehead or something. She embodies everything on the fool's journey within her. And sometimes it is important to assert yourself, or maybe even to be angry. Other times it's important to stop and to look at things in a different light and to start all over again. At other times, it's important to seek guidance. So this is the part of you that's being scrutinized, I feel, or the thing that particularly doesn't quite sit right. This sense that my hands are tied, I don't get to make my own choices, I am not a free person. And if that's something that applies to you, then that's what this day, and I also feel the eclipse is all about, is that you're able to see the things that keep you small, you're able to see them very clearly, and then you're able to unravel them so that you can think for yourself or see yourself as the way you really feel you are, without any of the the prescribed ideas or perspectives or whatever it may be. And that's really super empowering. And it's the process of looking at what doesn't work externally, saying, does this actually serve me in some way, or is it just holding me back now? And then having the freedom to choose what you're going to engage with in future and what you're not. So it's kind of interesting that the cards are expressing this by kind of giving us the opposite here. By going into your feelings, by going into the moon, then you can reclaim the sun and you can reclaim your own power. And what's kind of interesting to me too is that the high priest usually is presented as the Pope, right? It's this spiritual leader, very serious, need to defer to his greater wisdom. He is the Druidcraft version of that. But this symbol here, I just go with the symbols I know, right? So it's always, if you're reading the cards for yourself, it's good to kind of look at symbols and get different definitions of them and different meanings, because the more you know, the more you can apply to the cards and the more you can kind of interpret what they're trying to say. Now, to someone else, this may be a very spiritual symbol about peace and stuff. But what I'm seeing is just like, to me, that's like a sign a skater would make. Like someone who's having fun, like a Bart Simpson type, right? So what that says to me is that usually all these constraints that are on you, like how you grew up and your job and whether you're male or female or gay or straight or whatever, and all these things that label us, they can seem horribly disempowering and horribly impossible to overcome. But because of this symbol, it's saying to me that all those constraints now seem almost laughable to you. You see them for what they are, which are just kind of old coats you can shrug off and put in the wardrobe, in the closet. You don't need them anymore. And you're able to overcome things that limit you. And then you get back to this little birdie stage where you're free to go wherever you want and you have your whole life ahead of you. So that's what I think this is. This is like a understanding of what's keeping you trapped, and it's seeing it in a way that doesn't frighten you and saying, okay, I don't want this anymore. I don't need it. I'm going to break free. By doing that, then you tap into the energy of the world and you become your own high priest. You become the authority in your own life, in the sense that I'm choosing freedom, which is scary and dangerous, and I'm asking for help in the process, but I've done it for myself, so I can be proud of that. And that sense of uncertainty, coupled with this freedom to choose in future, that's going to restore your ability to take charge of your life and your circumstances and to lead yourself into your own best future. So you are a leader in your own life. And if you don't feel that, then something's amiss. And the cards are saying it's most likely because it's hidden and covered under all this societal junk that you've been brainwashed with, like we all have. Yeah, I don't want to go on a big preaching rant, but we're all just people, regardless. And you may think actually sounds naive because of the world we live in, but we're all people with the same kind of heart beating in our chests. There is absolutely nothing to say that you can't do whatever you want, or whatever someone else who may be more applauded by society or whatever it may be. You can do what anyone else can do on this planet and more. You could do something that no one's even done, ever, if you give yourself the freedom to be a leader in your own life. And just because things are the way they are now doesn't mean they have to be that way in future. And things are only going to change if people see each other as human beings rather than as nationalities or political concepts or the human bodies or genders or whatever it is. And that's the way to move things on and to improve them for everyone else. It's weird that we have to kind of educate ourselves on that. You know, the assumption would always be that everyone is born into the world and has a innate kind of live and let live attitude to everyone else, but it isn't like that. And because it's not like that, that's why you and we all then sometimes need anger or leadership or the ability to sustain conflict and to think for ourselves so that we can get to a happy place with people who have similar mindsets and also a similar desire to live their best possible lives. Number-wise, we've got 21 and 5 is 26 and 4 is 30. And 30 reduces to 3 in numerology, and 3 is really the vibration that comes through the least, I would say. 3 is about communication and new beginnings. And this is communicating with yourself about the outer world and how it defines you, and then rewriting that script for a new beginning. So that's what the cards are saying on this. We also do have this eclipse coming up. So this ability to break free and to break the chains as such of things that keep you trapped, that's something that you'll be able to tap into for the foreseeable future over the next 6 months. So if you feel like you've got to a point in your life where you're not happy with some of the choices you've made or some of the outcomes that you've experienced, it's the best time to choose again, to make it different. So I hope that gives you an idea of what this day is all about and also a little bit on the eclipse. Have a look at that video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. And also, if you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology, and I combine all of them. If you have any questions about what you need to let go of to thrive or what your life purpose is, what's coming up in future, specific questions about relationships or finance or hopes and dreams, anything at all really, then please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. Have a wonderful day and I'll speak to you tomorrow.